Good afternoon. Pirkey Avot part 4. B'Shem Hashem Naaseh V'Natzliach. So this year is for Refuah Shlema to Avraham ben Chana, Tinoket Ahova Bat Tova, Hatinok ben Natalie Hadassah, Zechariah ben Pearl Shira, Ditza Hadass Bat Chana, Beila Brina Bat Rachel, Rachel Ratza, Naftali ben Chana, Ahova Tzivia Bat Rachel Pearl. And לעילוי נשמת כל הנשמות הזקוקות לזכות, שושנה בת חיה, רחל בת יעקב. And today is the Hilula of Rabbi Amram ben Diwan, זכותו יגן עלינו. And for singles to meet their right partner, especially today, it's a special day, Tu B'Av. It's a day for singles to meet their right ones. So Be'ezrat Hashem is the zechut of today's shiur, the zechut of Rabbi Amram ben Diwan. Hashem should make it so these singles should meet their right partners, and they should have the zechut of Livnot Bait Ne'eman Be'Yisrael, for our soldiers to come home safely, and for Jews to be safe in Eretz Yisrael and wherever they are. Thank you to all my listeners and supporters who subscribe and share the video to spread Torah. And thank you, Hashem, for all your chasadim, for all your kindnesses that you have done with us, with each and every one of us in the past, and will continue to do so in the future. So to recap, we learned the meaning of Ve'ahavta le'reacha kamocha. We learned not to hold a grudge. We learned not to take revenge, and that to care about others as much as we care for ourselves. So the first Mishnah that we're going to learn is the following one. Heve mitalmidav shel Aharon. Be one among the Talmidim, the students of Aaron HaKohen, the brother of Moshe. Ohev shalom, love peace. Verodef shalom, pursue, run after peace. Ohev et haberiyot, love people. Umekarvan la Torah, and bring them closer to the Torah, to the service of Hashem. So Hillel and Shammai, these two Tanaim, they were learning from the Torah Shebe'al Peh from Shemaiah and Avtalion. And so they received the Masoret, they received the Torah Shebe'al Peh from Shemaiah and Avtalion, and they passed it on to their students. Hillel used to teach that everyone should include himself among the Talmidim of Aaron. So Hillel says it's not enough to know that Aaron used to love peace, but we should really include ourselves to be among the Talmidim of Aaron, among the students of Aaron, and learn from his ways. Aaron was a lover of shalom, and he pursued shalom. He followed shalom wherever he had to go to make shalom between friends, between family members, between husband and wife. And by making shalom, he was actually able to bring them back to observe the mitzvot and serve Hashem. Before I go any further, I would like to tell you a story that I heard from a rabbi, and the story really touched me a lot. It really shows how important, and there are hundreds of stories like this, but this is one that really caught me, and I would like to share this story with you. So this Rabbi Fenger, he tells a story of, he's a speaker and he has many followers. So there's a teacher who follows him and listens to his classes. and goes to his classes. And one day she told him the following story. She said that she had a student who had unfortunately had a terrible accident. We don't know how the accident happened, but she burned herself. Uh, More specifically, she burned her face very badly. She was in the hospital to get treatments. It wasn't enough. They had to send her to the States to get treatment with grafts and all. It really took months and months of treatments and pain, and it really wasn't an easy story, an easy part of her life. It was a huge, huge challenge for her, for her family, for her mother. And she went back to Israel, and that's it. Now she had to live her life, but her face was full of scars. Her face, it wasn't as pretty as it used to be. And she was very nervous because it was time for her to go back to school, to get back to her life. And she was very nervous about it. So her mother said, I'll speak to the principal. And her mother did speak to the principal and asked, please speak to the girls so that the girls treat her properly and they don't make any comments or don't treat her like as if she's weird. Just regular. Just be regular with her. And the principal said she would, and really true to her promise, she really kept her promise, and she went and she talked to the girls. Okay, fine. So finally the day came, and let's call this girl Sarah. So this Sarah was so nervous about getting back in class, but everything went smooth. The girls were treated her just as usual. No one was whispering or giving her looks or nothing. And this went on for a couple of months or so. Then one day, for whatever reason, Sarah had an argument with one of her friends. And the friend was so upset that she said to Sarah, look at you anyways. You're so ugly. You look terrible. You scare people with face of yours. And she went on and on, venting her anger. Sarah was just speechless. She couldn't believe that what she heard. She ran away. She ran home, all the way home. She could not stop crying. She came home hysterical. She couldn't say two words. She just kept on crying and crying and crying. Her mother couldn't understand what was going on. She was saying a word here and a word there, but it just didn't make sense. Finally, after her mother was able to calm her down a little bit, she told her mother what happened. Her mother was furious. She decided, we are going to go to school. I'm going to take you back to school. I'm going to speak to the principal. This girl has going to be thrown out of school. As she was speaking like this, the grandmother, the mother's mother, called. And the mother was crying on the phone to her mother and was telling her, look, this is what's going on. I've got to go now to school and say this cannot go on. Grandmother said, wait, don't go anywhere. I'm coming. Please wait for me. Okay. So the daughter waited for her mother to come. So the grandmother came. And she sat them both down. And the grandmother said to her daughter and her granddaughter, I have one question to ask of you. What are you going to gain from going to the principal and making the principal throw this girl out of school? You know what you're going to gain? That this girl is now going to be thrown out of school. No other school is going to want to look at her. You're going to ruin her life. Why? Why are you doing this? What are you going to gain? And she kept on talking again and again like this. And then she said, instead of wasting your energy of getting revenge, instead pray and pray every day that Hashem will send you in due time a good husband. That's what you should be doing. That's where your energy should go and not anywhere else. It took some time until the mother and the daughter calmed down, and they took the advice of this wise woman, and they prayed every day that one day this Sarah should be able to get married, that Hashem should send her a husband who's not going to look at her face the way it is now, full of scars, but look at her as the good person that she is. So in the Zechut of Shalom, this girl, when time came and girls in her class were getting engaged, she was among one of the first ones to get engaged and get married. All in the Zechut of Shalom. So now that we heard this story, now let's go back to Aaron HaKohen. So Aaron would speak to one of the people wherever there was a fight or an argument, and he would go to one person, he would speak to him, and he would not leave him until that person felt, okay, I'm ready to speak to the other person that I fought with. And then he would go again to the other side. And again, he would speak again and again and again and spend time. I don't know how he found time, because he was the Kohen Gadol. And he had so much to do, but he found the time. And he did it. And he spoke again to the other party until both of them would actually make peace. He would do the same thing between husband and wife. And that's why it says in the Pasuk that when he died, Aaron HaKohen died, everyone missed him so much. Men, women, even children, they missed him because he had been such a good person. The Midrash Shmuel writes in his Perush, what do we learn from Aaron? Aaron is telling us, don't be argumentative. Don't. If you see you having a conversation, it's going to lead to an argument, then stop. Run after shalom. And if your friend does not want to make shalom, even if he curses you, don't give up. Go after him and speak to him until he forgives you. This is what it means, Bakesh Shalom Verotfeu. And Hashem will bless you many blessings for working so hard to make peace, to have shalom. Each one thinks, this is human nature, we all think, oh, I like shalom. I want to have shalom. But the Mishnah here is teaching us, the Mishnah didn't say, Heve ke Aharon, be like Aharon. Alevai, we wish. But the Mishnah is telling us, be like the Talmidim of Aaron, because being like Aaron himself is impossible. So at least be like his Talmidim, like his students. If we want to make shalom, the Midrash Shmuel teaches us, between people or a couple, one needs to have shalom, to be or have shalom himself first. Since he himself likes peace, and he sees the benefits of peace, and believes in peace, in shalom, and he loves people. Loving people means to rebuke them in such a gentle way as to make them want to change their ways and learn Torah. Mekarvan la Torah. That's what Aaron was doing, bringing them closer to the Torah. Don't make, the Midrash Shmuel teaches us and warns us, don't make shalom so people would praise you for doing it, but do it for the right reasons. Even עד 120, after the death of a person, after a person passes away, people will speak of that person about what a good person he was, how he loved Shalom, and how he made Shalom, just like as people spoke about Aaron and they missed him. In the Sefer Pirkey Avot, written by Chacham Ovadia Yosef, he says, in the Gemara, there is a Mishnah that says, אלו דברים האדם עושה אותם ואוכל פירותיהם בעולם הזה. These are the mitzvot that the person does, and he gets a reward in this world. והקרן, and the profits, קיימת לו לעולם הבא. Not only that he gets blessings, but also in Olam Haba, he will also get even more blessings. What are they? Kivud Avaim, respecting parents. Gemilut Chasadim, doing Chesed. Vehavat Shalom ben Adam lechavero, uben ish leishto, and making peace between a man and his friend. It could be a sibling, right? Or a man and his wife. V'talmud Torah keneget kulam, and learning Torah is against all of them, is meaning that it's the most important one. So regarding kivud avaim, it says lema'an ya'arichu yamecha ulema'an yitav lach. Do kivud avaim, respect your parents, and then you'll have a long life and you'll have a good life. It will be good for you. Regarding gemilut chasadim, doing chesed, it says rodef tzedakah v'chesed yimsa hayim tzedakah v'chavod. A person who goes out of his way to do chesed, he will find life, he will find tzedakah, means he'll be able to do more tzedakah, he'll find right things to do, v'kavod, and honor. Chacham Ovadia brings down the story of Rabbi Meir. This is a famous story about Rabbi Meir. What's the story? Rabbi Meir used to give a drasha, a speech, on Friday nights. Every Friday night, right after tefillah. And there was one woman who used to love, listen to the drashot of Rabbi Meir. And so, one Friday night, Rabbi Meir spoke longer than usual. And there was a man who decided to go home. He went home. His wife wasn't there yet. Okay. Waited for a little bit. He waited and he waited. But she kept home very late. But as soon as Rabbi Meir finished speaking, she ran home. But her husband was so upset, so angry. He would not even open the door for her. And he said to her, tonight you're not coming into the house. Go find yourself another place to sleep. And I'm not allowing you to come into the house until you go and you spit into the face of Rabbi Meir. She heard this. She started to cry. How can I do something like this? And where am I going to go? She cried and begged, nothing. Neighbors heard the commotion. What's going on here? She had no. And she told them she had no choice. So they took her in and she slept there that night. But she couldn't go home. He wouldn't open the door for her. He wouldn't let her in. Rabbi Meir knew by Ruach HaKodesh, he knew that something had been going on, and he knew what it was. What did he do? He went around town on the streets, and he covered his eye, and he would say, "Oi, my eye hurts. My eye hurts. I need someone to spit in my eye to take away the pain. Please, someone, please come and spit in my eye." No one dared do something like this to Rabbi Meir. But people heard it. Quickly they went to this woman and they told her, look, go to Rabbi Meir. You're going to help Rabbi Meir, and on the other hand, you're going to do what your husband wants you to do. And that's it, then you can go home. She was so scared. She said, how can I do this? But no, but he's asking. He's asking. So people took her. And people came to Rabbi Meir and told, here, there's this woman. She'll do it for you. And Rabbi Meir said, please, my daughter, come, Biti, come. Spit in my eye. I have something wrong in my eye. Spit in my eye. And I bless you. Just because my eye is hurting me. She was all shaking. But she did it. And he told her again and again, 7 times. When she was done, she was shaking. She was crying. But he blessed her and he said, now you can go home and tell your husband, you didn't spit in my face once, but you spit in my face 7 times. When the Talmidim, the students of Rabbi Meir, heard this, I said, what? This is not Kavod Torah. They wanted to go to the husband and said, if we would have known, we would have gone to the husband, beat him up until he would let his wife go inside. What kind of behavior is this? And Rabbi Meir said to them, why are you so upset? We are told that for Isha Sota is a woman who has not been faithful. So in the time of the Bet HaMikdash, if a woman was not faithful to her husband, you had the right to take her to Yerushalayim, to the Kohen Gadol. The Kohen Gadol, and he would say to the Kohen Gadol, my wife is not faithful. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. So the Kohen Gadol would take pure water, and then he would take a parchment. He would write Hashem's name on this parchment, fold this parchment, put it in the water. Hashem's name would erase, and then he would tell the woman, first he would tell her, okay, stand here, and he make her wait, and then he goes to her and says, tell me, do teshuvah. Did you do something wrong? Did you go with another man? Were you intimate with another man? And then she would again, and then she if she said the truth, okay, she said the truth. But if she didn't, he would tell her, okay, go to this place, and he would make her wait, go here and go there, go here and go there, and until to make sure that he would do this just to break her, for her to admit to the truth. So, and then he would tell her, okay, drink from this water. She would drink. If this woman really had been intimate with another man, that in that case, once she drinks the water causes her stomach to blow up, and she would die. It was like poisonous. If she was not intimate with another man, then in that case, he would bless her for her to have banim tzadikim. And so Rabbi Meir said, Hashem himself allows his name to be erased for shalom between a man and his wife. And me, I'm getting spit onto my face. What's the big deal? So then the Chacham Ovadia Yosef asks, Alav Shalom, he asks, how did Rabbi Meir find out about this? How did he know about this? About spitting into his face? And he said that actually, when the Jews were in the Midbar, in the time of Moshe and Aharon, and if it happened, that a man was angry at his wife, and he would tell her, you're not allowed to come home until you go and spit into the face of the Kohen Gadol. He would find out about it, and he would go to the woman, and he would say to her, look, my eye, something is wrong with my eye. Please spit into my face, please. And he would cover his eye and say, please, I beg of you, do this for me. Help me for my eye to get better. And that's how he will make peace between husband and wife. Then Chacham Ovadia Yosef asks a question, Ohev Shalom ve'rodfehu. Rodfehu means that you have to run to make shalom, to go places to make shalom. Why? So Chacham Ovadia Yosef says there are certain mitzvot that we cannot make them where we are. For example, Shiluach HaKen. We have a mitzvah that if we see a bird's nest, we see there are eggs in the nest, and the mother is hovering over the nest. We should really shoo away the mother and take the eggs. We can bring them, put them back again after, but that's the mitzvah. It's a very, very hard mitzvah to understand, but that's a mitzvah. Now, if you live in a city, it's very rare for you to be able to actually find a nest, right? So Chacham Ovadia Yosef says, if you happen to be in a place where there is a nest and there are eggs in the nest, and the mother is there, then shoo away the mother, Shiluach HaKen, right? And so he says, for the mitzvah of shalom, radfeu, go there, go wherever these people are, go and make peace between friends, between siblings, between family members, between husband and wife. Make them talk to each other, make shalom. So may Hashem help us make shalom and bless us with shalom. May the zechut of Rabbi Amran ben Diwan protect us, and may Hashem send us Yeshuot to whoever needs Yeshua, beracha, hatzlacha, zivugim, especially today, and good health, and whoever needs good health, nachat and simcha, all in the zechut of Rabbi Amran ben Diwan.